Welcome to my show, Character Analysis, where we look at characters in different types of media, mostly video games, and mostly Smile for me, to see what makes them tick. Today's episode will take a look at Dallas Smuth. To start, let's look at the events before the habitat. See, we've run into a problem. The thing is, Dallas is a character you really only talk to twice in the game. Once to get to the courtyard, and again when you're trying to prepare the Jimothan special. So he doesn't exactly have much dialogue to go off of. So I'm gonna do a bit of implying as how Dallas came to the habitat. We know that Dallas can get obsessed with people easily, but still will stop if he knows for sure they don't like him. So I'm going to assume he had another Murphy, another muse to say, before the habitat, and like Murphy, figured out that they don't like him and got his heart broken. Then came to the habitat where he had a new person to focus on, being Murphy. Yet not much happens while Dallas is at the habitat and before Flower Kid gets there. We know this is the point where he finds Murphy and gets obsessed with her, to the point of calling her his muse without even knowing her name. And through Wallace we learn that he often painted Questionette, probably because, Questionette looks like a Picasso. Then the events of Smile for me. First, Dallas asks Flower Kid to talk to Murphy and find her aesthetic. After giving Murphy the perfect painting, she pretty much says, yeah, this is cool and all, but Dallas is still a weirdo. Can't really blame her. Once going back to Dallas, you have to choose either to tell him that Murphy likes him or doesn't like him. Telling Dallas that Murphy does like him results in Dallas becoming more smug and confident about himself and his art, while telling him that Murphy doesn't like him results in Dallas becoming more insecure. Leaving Dallas to think for a bit, the true way is to tell him that Murphy doesn't like him. Once you have a chance to talk to him, he says that he was too obsessed with Murphy, having him think that his paintings are bad and just letting you give them away, yet still thinking that his art is too personal for other people to enjoy. Although, like Flower Kid does, you prove to Dallas that people do like his art, thus giving you the item of the Padlet, saying that you should try art sometimes. Now that we've finished the main events with Dallas, let's talk about some of his views. First off, Dallas can be very self-centered, even starting to think of himself as the protagonist sometimes. But your existence already makes that fact false. And there's that you can basically make Dallas have relapse by giving him a kiss and saying that it was from you, which leads him to find a new muse to obsess over, just reinforcing how it's very easy for Dallas to get obsessed over someone. That's about all we can learn from the game, although much like Nat, Dallas doesn't appear much in the epilogue. But we do find out that Dallas isn't very technologically inclined, which makes sense, the hippie type character. But these are just my conclusions. You might have different opinions and biases, but I simply present all the facts and what happens and what I think about it. So, tell me what you think. You can leave comments about how you feel about Dallas, your experience, all that stuff. And that's the story so far. Until we get more Smile for Me content, that's all we know about Dallas. Well, although I thought it was worth mentioning. The 2-year anniversary is coming up, so you don't know what to expect. But I'll end the video here for now. Who knows, maybe I'll make another episode. Entirely depends on how you feel, how I feel. The only reason this episode got made was because the Now one did so well. Or at least by this channel's standards. But that's all. Bye-bye.